I remember one of the topics at that time was artificial intelligence. Something that we forgot over the last 7, 8, 9 years. Why? Because we faced then political crisis, then corona crisis, name change, energy crisis, financial crisis. And somehow we forgot about the progressive things we discussed here in this same room. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for the invite. Dear friends, first, and then colleagues, it's been a while, you know, and it was in the same room that we were together that 2015 when political crisis was looming above the country, but no one actually at that time believed that the country will go in a wrong direction after that year. And in those moments, here in this room, you would see people speaking about the future that we were aspiring, not only aspiring to become part of, but also that we were part of. So I remember one of the topics at that time was artificial intelligence. Something that we forgot over the last 7, 8, 9 years. Why? Because we faced then political crisis, then corona crisis, name change, energy crisis, financial crisis. And somehow we forgot about the progressive things we discussed here in this same room. I remember one of the topics that we discussed with President Ivanov in the process of applying, because he wanted to see us all in the process of applying to this school, was actually the power of the sound, for example, and the power of radio frequencies. And all these topics somehow were forgotten over the years. What I remember most and what has led my life after that, that year we had the study visit that is usually organized by the school, and it was in Mala Prespa and Golo Brdo in Pustec. And it was a year in which we discussed together with the people living there, the Macedonians living there, about their life in Albania, but also about how the country can help further, because the question was further. The topic was not helping the country, because all of these people, usually the youngsters, were studying in the University of Skopje, had some scholarships that were coming to study in the country, got their ID cards to be able to do businesses in this region. And we were discussing how many books, new books they would need. The president was engaged himself and called the Minister of Education at the time, and culture, bringing some books. And what happened 10 years after? Last year, I'm hearing that many of those people in the census in Albania signed as Bulgarians. And then the number of Bulgarians rose from approximately 100, 200 in Albania to 7,500. So you've seen, I feel that somehow we deteriorate in all these years. And this school was so progressive at the times that it opened topics that were forgotten since then. And then today, I hope finally we can open these topics again. And that's why I'm very happy that you're discussing this year, especially you're discussing the topic of peace, something that is instrumentally important in the years that we're living, because no one would have expected a war only a couple of thousand kilometers from here. And I hope that you discuss these topics, because this school has always been about something different, something more, something out of the ordinary. I'm very happy to say this, and it's not just because I'm here, that half of my cabinet and the people that are my closest associates were also part of this school, are also alumni of this school. It is very interesting to see that almost in every ministerial cabinet, I see Kata here, almost every ministerial cabinet, there is a person that comes from this school, that has passed time that in the school. From my generation, I don't see them today, but we have a mayor of a municipality in Macedonia. I have a very close friend. We became friends here at the school. We opened a non-governmental organization right after the school. He is now one of the core people of the Council of the Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg, Christian, a fantastic group of people that was part of my generation, but also the generations to come, because I almost know, from every generation, I at least know 2 or 3 people. So in essence, I would conclude with this: the combination of people, but especially the topics we discussed at these events, and not only in this room, but also outside, the coffee breaks and the drinks breaks and the lunches and the dinners were something that is always has stayed here, especially having in mind what happened after that 2015 and the years that brought very negative energy. This was some kind of a positive beacon that was going on every year. And I'll mention only this, the 50th year anniversary we did in Struga, as Kata also mentioned, those were difficult times, 2019, 2020. But again, you will feel the energy in those discussions, even though how much marginalized we were as alumni of this school, we still had these discussions of these great topics. So I'm very happy that you have this great topic of peace this year, and I hope next year and the year after we'll talk about Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, machine learning, again, the topics that this school really can bring about.
All right, this was a really thought-provoking response. Yeah, deserves an applause.